What's up, good people of Earth? Thank you very much for clicking this video. You are all wonderful souls. Straight out of Africa with good vibes, lots of love, peace, forgiveness, and honesty as our message to the world. In today's videos, today's videos. Now they're the real deal. Watch till the end and leave your comments, man. You are loved. Now hit the like button and let's dive in.
Good morning. I'm going to demonstrate how I open and eat a banana, first of all. Second of all, now that your banana is split, you can make banana swords. And I highly recommend playing with your food because ever since I started playing with my food, I have more joy. So you take your finger and you move it directly into the middle of the banana and it will start to splinter into three. And then you have a banana sword or a banana wand. And it's a lot more fun that way. And I believe that eating bananas should be a fun and enjoyable experience. Thank you.
That's very wonderful. Oh.
Yeah, straightening your hair kills the electromagnetic information that your body receives. Your hair is an antenna and communicates directly to your brain. And when you decrease its ability to pick up magnetism, electricity, you're decreasing the vitality of your system. Hair is used to digest food. It's in your stomach and small and large intestines. It's in your ear. When you hear sound, it's a thing in your ear called a cochlea that has water in it, and the water shakes when you hear sound, and the shaking of the water shakes the hair and turns the sound into a chemical. Then you have hair in your eyes, which we call rods and cones, and that's how you see color in black and white. And the retina stimulates this rods and cones, and that's how you see by the hair. That's how you see, that's how you digest, that's how things work with hair. So you really don't want to do anything to your hair. When you're losing hair and your hair is brittle and all that stuff, you're losing hair everywhere. It's a big problem there. So what I'm talking about is people are thinking that you think that when you see me, that you see me, but you don't see me. The impulse strikes your retina and turns seeing into a liquid, and the liquid floats through your blood to your brain. So seeing is a liquid. Hearing is a liquid. We're not looking at this liquid thing, which we call the mother principle, amniotic fluid and all that kind of stuff. So we're not looking at, we're taught that you're just seeing me, but it's a liquid that's telling you that you're seeing me, that floats in your blood to your brain. You hear with water, you see with water. You were born in water. So it's very important that you understand that spiritual concept that comes out of our African philosophy.
Whoa. Huh.
Did you know that you can use dreams to see the future? And here's where most people get it wrong. I have been studying dream phenomena for the past 10 years, and I found a framework that seems to consistently work. Think of dreams as a result of a translation of a signal, like a radio signal that your future awake body emits and your present asleep body receives. Similar to how a radio signal is electromagnetic, a dream signal, if you want to call it that, is feeling based. And this feeling based signal is created by your future awake body in the next awake state. And here's the thing, the incorrect translation and interpretation of this dream signal is where most people get it wrong about dreams. Let me give you an example. Imagine somebody was able to upload into your body a sequence of feelings, and let's say that feeling is nostalgia. Naturally, images and memories that resonate with this feeling would start to fill up in your mind. Perhaps the smell of your mom's homemade pumpkin pie, or you having an adventure with your local neighborhood friend, or even a family adventure out camping in the wild comes to mind. And this is how your mind perceives feelings. It triggers memories that resonate with that feeling received. And if no exact feeling is resonating, then your body will mix and match different memories like you would on a color palette until the correct reflection of that feeling is matched. And this is why you sometimes get really strange, weird dreams that don't make sense. It's because your body is directly translating that feeling that it's receiving from the future, and since there is no direct memory associated with it, it mixes and matches based on what it has available. And that's how you get all those weird dreams that you don't know what's happening. So unless you know how to interpret your dreams, which you do now, you would have no idea what's going on. So the next time you're gonna dream of a zombie apocalypse, you're not actually going to experience one, but you will experience feelings that resonate with that scene. So let me know in the comments below if you've been experiencing weird dreams lately.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, someone dumped their chicken in the forest. Why would someone do this? Oh, man. Why would you just go and leave your chicken out there? Don't get animals if you're not willing to care for them. Truly, because that's not right, man. You should treat everything with much love. Why would humans? But the much love to that human that adopted that.
If you are an Aries that was born April 20th, April 21st is Taurus. See, March 21st is Aries, April 21st is Taurus, May 21st is Gemini, June 21st is Cancer, July 21st is Leo. So July 21st, your parents had sex, you were in the womb for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, the entire Aries. You're basically right before the beginning of Taurus. So this means you were not in your mother's womb for Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer, but you have all of these minerals. And yes, 40 weeks is 9 months. 40 times 7 is 280, which leaves a remainder of 85 days, which is 12 weeks, which is 3 months. So I don't know why people keep saying 40 weeks is 10 months. You're wrong. You don't know how to count. You don't know math. My mother does ultrasounds on babies, and she even told me you're in your mother's womb for 9 months, 40 weeks. I don't know why you keep saying 40 weeks is 10 months. Your math is off. Go count. So check this out. If you're deficient in Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer because you're in Aries, so it depends. If you were born at the beginning of Aries and not the end of Aries, then that means you would need to include Aries. You would just be deficient in Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. You'd be deficient in potassium phosphate, sodium sulfate, and potassium chloride. Now, I don't know why people keep saying, I hate mushrooms, I hate apples, I hate cherries. It doesn't matter what you hate because you're satisfying your taste buds. This is food for the soul, not okay, this is going to satisfy your cells because you are what you eat. You're made up of these 12 cell salts. So you can look up potassium phosphate, and potassium phosphate is not only in Brazil nuts. Sodium sulfate is not only in kale. Potassium chloride is not only in apples. These are just examples. I used alkaline foods only. Dr. Sebi checked the potential of hydrogen, the pH, and he wrote down an entire nutritional guide with all the fruits and vegetables that are highly alkaline. Even key limes are alkaline forming once you eat them. And of course, people say you can't change your blood to alkaline. That's not the point. No disease can live in an alkaline environment. So if you eat these alkaline foods, they go through your veins. It doesn't keep your entire blood system alkaline. It just purifies the blood. You guys have no idea that kale is darker than lettuce and it's better than lettuce. Kale can purify the bloodstream because it's high on chlorophyll and it picks up all the impurities in your blood, purifies the blood. So now if you're in Aries, late Aries, then you're deficient in Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, these three. So you're gonna need to get sodium sulfate, potassium chloride, and calcium fluoride, and you can see what fruits they're in, and you can find them in kale, apples, and mushrooms, but you can, it's not just kale, apples, and mushrooms, okay? Just go do your research. Go look at what foods have sodium sulfate, potassium chloride, and calcium fluoride. I'm gonna do each of these signs for you guys. So just stay tuned. I'm gonna post one each day, okay? This is for the Aries. So there you have it.
No, that really excites me.
Okay, this is very cool. I did not know you could do this. Here's another one. Watch this. Did you know you can grow apples like this? Watch closely, guys. This is incredible. So we learned in the last video that aloe vera being added to these cups is somewhat of a rooting agent, so that'll help these root. Obviously, you need to use apples that have apple seeds and grapes that have seeds, if you watched the previous video. But look, all you gotta do is just like this. Watch the video and maybe try this at home. I believe this is real because it makes sense. Just takes a little bit of time, but there is a chance, the internet's weird. So let me know in the comments if you think this is real or not. I'm pretty sure it is. And this is another genius way to grow apples. I just thought I would share that with you guys because I didn't know that. This blew my mind. I thought other people might find this valuable. So there you go. I bet you didn't know that.
Oh, now that is some very good information. This creature was recorded in the waters of Japan, around 3,000 feet. It has never been identified. Oh my god. Which creature is this? Let's see. Around 3,000 feet. Oh my god, that's incredibly big stuff. Creature. Oh my god. Now this is... I can't imagine even. Okay, my brain cannot fathom what type of creature is this. Oh my god. Is this real? Oh, this is some footage generated somewhere maybe by AI. What? What type of creature can this be? Huh. Oh, now this is scary. What? What? Oh, what? If you know what this creature is, please share in the comment section. Much love for watching up to this far. Wow, what? It looks like somehow... I don't even know somehow like what. Oh, is it made of stone or mud?
Again, this is
a transport.
this is
Transport. For all the truck. When we have no truck,
yeah,
we have no transport, we use traffic.
yeah.
When one man or woman broke his leg or sick, we carry to the hospital.
Like this,
Yeah,
with the leaves.
with the leaves.
Okay.
I didn't understand.
No, me neither, but we will see, huh? It's going to be new, huh?
Carry the small babies, the small kids.
Oh, but the grown up, you cannot do that. It's just for kids.
Yeah.
So let me read to you from the Secret Covenant. An illusion it will be so large, so vast, it will escape their perception. Those who will see it will be thought of as insane. We will create separate fronts to prevent them from seeing the connection between us. We will behave as if we are not connected to keep the illusion alive. Our goal will be accomplished one drop at a time so as to never bring suspicion upon ourselves. This will also prevent them from seeing the changes as they occur. We will always stand above the relative field of their experience, for we know the secrets of the absolute. We will work together always and will remain bound by blood and secrecy. Death will come to he who speaks. We will keep their lifespan short and their minds weak while pretending to do the opposite. We will use our knowledge of science and technology in subtle ways so they will never see what is happening. We will use soft metals, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food and water, also in the air. They will be blanketed by poisons everywhere they turn. The soft metals will cause them to lose their minds. We will promise to find a cure from our many fronts, yet we will feed them more poison. The poisons will be absorbed through their skin and mouths. They will destroy their minds and reproductive systems. From all this, their children will be born dead, and we will conceal this information from them. The poisons will be hidden in everything that surrounds them, in what they drink, eat, breathe, and wear. We must be ingenious in dispensing the poisons, for they can see far. We will teach them that the poisons are good, with fun images and musical tones. Those they look up to will help. We will enlist them to push our poisons. They will see our products being used in film and will grow accustomed to them and will never know their true effect. When they give birth, we will inject poisons into the blood of their children and convince them it's for their help. We will start early on when their minds are young. We will target their children with what children love most, sweet things. When their teeth decay, we will fill them with metals that will kill their mind and steal their future. When their ability to learn has been affected, we will create medicine that will make them sicker and cause other diseases, for which we will create yet more medicine. We will render them docile and weak before us by our power. They will grow depressed, slow, and obese. And when they come to us for help, we will give them more poison. We will focus their attention toward money and material goods, so they may never connect with their inner self. We will distract them with fornication, external pleasures, and games, so they may never be one with the oneness of it all. Their minds will belong to us, and they will do as we say. If they refuse, we shall find ways to implement mind-altering technology into their lives. We will use fear as our weapon. We will establish their governments and establish opposites within. We will own both sides. We will always hide our objective but carry out our plan. They will perform the labor for us, and we shall prosper from their toil. Our families will never mix with theirs. Our blood must be pure always, for it is the way. We will make them kill each other when it suits us. We will keep them separated from the oneness by dogma and religion. We will control all aspects of their lives and tell them what to think and how. We will guide them kindly and gently, letting them think they are guiding themselves. We will foment animosity between them through our factions. When a light shall shine among them, we shall extinguish it by ridicule or death, whichever suits us best. We will make them rip each other's hearts apart and kill their own children. We will accomplish this by using hate as our ally, anger as our friend. The hate will blind them totally, and never shall they see that from their conflicts we emerge as their rulers. They will be busy killing each other. They will bathe in their own blood and kill their neighbors for as long as we see fit. We will benefit greatly from this, for they will not see us, for they cannot see us. We will continue to prosper from their wars and their deaths. We shall repeat this over and over until our ultimate goal is accomplished. We will continue to make them live in fear and anger through images and sounds. We will use all the tools we have to accomplish this. The tools will be provided by their labor. We will make them hate themselves and their neighbors. We will always hide the divine truth from them, that we are all one. This they must never know. They must never know that color is an illusion. They must always think they are not equal. Drop by drop, we will advance our goal. We will take over their land, resources, and wealth to exercise total control over them. We will deceive them into accepting laws that will steal the little freedom that they have. We will establish a money system that will imprison them forever, keeping them and their children in debt. When they shall band together, we shall accuse them of crimes and present a different story to the world, for we shall own all the media. We will use our media to control the flow of information and their sentiment in our favor. When they shall rise up against us, we will crush them like insects, for they are less than that. They will be helpless to do anything, for they will have no weapons. We will recruit some of their own to carry out our plans. We will promise them eternal life, but eternal life they will never have, for they are not of us. The recruits will be called initiates, and will be indoctrinated to believe false rights or passage of higher realms. Members of these groups will think they are one with us, never knowing the truth. They must never learn this truth, for they will turn against us. For their work, they will be rewarded with earthly things and great titles, but never will they become immortal and join us. Never will they receive the light and travel the stars. They will never reach the higher realms, for the killing of their own kind will prevent passage to the realm of enlightenment. This they will never know. The truth will be hidden in their face, so close they will not be able to focus on it until it's too late. Oh yes, so grand the illusion of freedom will be that they will never know they are our slaves. When all is in place, the reality we will have created for them will own them. This reality will be their prison. They will live in self-delusion. When our goal is accomplished, a new era of domination will begin. Their minds will be bound by their beliefs, the beliefs we have established from time immemorial. But if they ever find out they are our equal, we shall perish them. This they must never know. If they ever find out that together they can vanquish us, they will take action. They must never ever find out what we have done. For if they do, we shall have no place to run. For it will be easy to see who we are once the veil has fallen. Our actions will have revealed who we are. They will hunt us down, and no person shall give us shelter. This is the secret covenant by which we shall live the rest of our present and future lives, for this reality will transcend many generations and lifespans. This covenant is sealed by blood, our blood, we the ones who from heaven to earth came. This covenant must never ever be known to exist. It must never ever be written or spoken of, for if it is, the consciousness it will spawn will release the fury of the prime creator upon us, and we shall be cast to the depths from whence we came and remain there until the end of time, infinity itself. So that's the secret covenant.
I already have bases in our galaxy. We already have working spaceships. We have facilities on the moon. We have facilities on Mars, other satellites in our solar system. And what's even more outrageous than that, of course, it's all been kept secret, is that we are in those programs, in those classified programs, we are actively in contact with extraterrestrials. And they interact with us much like the cantina scene in Star Wars.
Right, like the Galactic Federation.
Yeah, that's real. And
I mean, you've done a lot of stuff with Corey Good, and I'm sure that, you know, from your own experiences and intuition and visions, and as well as Corey's and probably others, there's a lot of corroboration.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what we did with Cosmic Disclosure was to talk about something that I believe actually happened to me as well. At the time that we were doing the show, I hadn't really put it all together yet, but it does appear that if you are picked up by a UFO as an abduction experience, that you could be taken away for a significantly long time, maybe even years, and then not remember anything when they bring you back because they can splice you back in to the moment that you left.
Timeline
So
wise.
that's one of the really odd aspects of this whole new technology, is that we are going to have to deal with the paradoxes of time travel.
Right, because it's not the same. It's not a linear thing in all of the universe, and time-space reality is just here. And from what I understand, there's interesting stuff about this technology that you guys are working on with the spaceship program that includes sort of being able to break that sort of mechanism that creates this reality.
Very much so. If you're looking at an extraterrestrial spaceship, you obviously have solved the energy crisis because they have enough fuel to get here and not run out of gas, right?
Right. That's the first thing that comes to mind, is like, you get there, but you can't get back, you know? So there's got to be some kind of endless, renewable energy source that is never ending.
And it's definitely real. We're living in this reality that is underwritten by these extraterrestrials. They're not just here, to hang out. They're actually paying attention to us. They're essentially what we could think of as angelic beings.
Mm-hmm.
And there are also some very bad ones. So we have, you go back to Disclosure Project 2001, Dr. Stephen Greer was at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C., and he brought forward at that time on May 10th, 2001, or May 9th is the one that I went to the one on May 10th. So on May 9th, 2001, they had 39 witnesses come forward in the National Press Club. And it got a lot of attention at the time. It was quickly overshadowed by 9/11, but for its time, it was a very significant thing. And I was there on the May 10th event because I'd been on the Art Bell show and I got in as a VIP. So I got to speak to these insiders, and it was very amazing because we had members of Congress in the audience and everybody was doing standing ovations as these guys are talking about things like seeing architecture on the moon, and talking about retrieving UFO occupants who are alive and having this. Sergeant Clifford Stone described having this telepathic experience of melding minds with the being that was in the ship.
I bet.
And he didn't break down on May 9th, but he broke down crying on stage on May 10th. And he had to walk off the stage in the corner and cry. And I mean, the audience was just galvanized. People are ready for this information. That there was a colonel who was read into this much more secret level of the universe than he was. He was part of this crash retrieval team, but they kind of kept him ignorant. He was shown a 3-inch thick binder that described 57 different varieties of extraterrestrials that are visiting Earth right now. And they predominantly look human. So they have eyes, nose, mouth, ears. A lot of them are going to have bigger eyes. A lot of them might not have hair, but they're not as different looking as you would think.
Are they walking amongst by visiting? Is it something where they can somewhat blend in, or are they visiting more shipwise?
I've had various insiders who seem to be aware of this, the interchange program. As far as I know, there's only ever maybe 10 or 20,000 of these humans on Earth at any one time. It might be upwards of 100,000. I'm not really sure. I know that they're all monitored very closely.
I probably know a few.
Well, one of the things I was told, I'm going to release this now. I've never said this before, but Jacob, one of my insiders, told me that the body scanners at the airport can also read for unusual physiology, and that they're tracking immigration. And if somebody shows up here who doesn't belong, they have that, and then they have some other things I won't go into where they're going to find you. You know, if you have different organs in your body or something like that, you can't just really blend in, you know. So all that stuff is very tightly monitored, and we're not in any danger. It's all been based on treaties and whatnot. And
like Galactic Federation treaties with us with extraterrestrials, with the Federation, that are agreements. Yeah. Okay.
You could argue about the constitutional validity of those, considering they were made with covert military organizations, you know, but they do exist. They're not something that we got to hear about or vote on, but they do exist. There are agreements in place. So Sergeant Stone said there was 57 varieties. And in my new books, the Michael Prophecy books, this is book 6 now. I've got a whole thing at the beginning about this. We have what appears to be 6 that are bad, and then 51 that are good.
Wow.
And that appears to be where this is coming from. So the 6 that are bad, we have a fairly good amount of information on those guys. They're centered in the constellation Orion, so a lot of times they're called the Orions. So there was like a thing in Italy, the friendship case in Italy is a human ET contact case. And they said, yeah, you know, the bad guys are in Orion. The Law of One says the bad guys are in Orion. So everybody seems to say the bad guys are in Orion.
Yet there's so many things that are aligned with Orion, as if it's very significant.
The way that constellation is built, those are very nearby stars. And because they're all clustered like that, it creates a kind of energetic cone for the Earth. So we have that in place, and that would be why the negative would want to go there. They want to go wherever the action is. If there's high energy, high juice, they want to be there. So they're going to move in on that land and try to set up their own trailer park in there. And that's what they did.
Have you ever seen this before? So the Mercedes logo actually encodes a secret message. The message is learn geometry. And you'll figure out why you need to learn geometry once you start learning geometry. But it reveals, I guess it reveals the architecture of reality, this reality. Anyways. But the back corner, you see, the circle represents like the spirit or the immaterial world, the infinite world. There's the circle. And then the cube, or the square, represents the finite space, which is the earthly realm. The uniting of the two symbols, the earth and the above and the below, it's very elegantly put here, you know, and it's done in a way that doesn't reveal the adherence to certain mystical understandings. Probably wouldn't help selling cars because it's a little too complicated. Most people don't understand geometry. Never mind reality architecture. But yeah, that's what that is. And, you know, I think that's even 137 degrees. But that's a whole other video. And if you want to follow, I'll do another video on what that is. Again, it's geometry, but not three-dimensional geometry. This is two-dimensional geometry. So, I'll tell you. This is a top-down view. This is a symbolic representation of, again, the realm that we live in. This is the Antarctica, the no-go zone, the dark zone, the place that's cold and dark because it's too far away from the center. But you can think of this map as an equidistance azimuthal North Pole projection map. And this is the clouds. It's pretty simple. This is the 66th degree south latitude, or the Arctic Circle. Antarctic Circle. And yeah. Anyways, I got lots more for you if you find this stuff interesting. So I guess like and follow, and look forward to more amazing content. All right, have a great day. See you in the future. Bye for now.
Yo, thanks for watching up to this far, man. You are loved and respected. You see, there's a lot of videos as past, good vibes videos, others with information for entertainment, and you can research further. But now this video about geometry is also fine, done by a wonderful human. And do you know what the geometry of life is, according to maybe how I think? You can start at 3 points. It's the point of love, peace, and forgiveness. You can make up an incredible feature or something that is so nice you cannot imagine. You can come up with a very new and civilized word back then. Oh, in to come with feed of good vibes and love. Let's keep watching.
So this just happened in Brazil today. Watch this.
3 só 1-0, 1-0, tem mais 3 agora, ó.
I don't know if you remember, but I've done a lot of videos regarding strange events that were up to come from the beginning of the year. And here we are, we're at the end of November, beginning in December, almost a new year up to come, and shit like this is still happening. For those of you who don't know, this is a sun dog. It's a probable natural phenomena, and it happens due to refraction of the light through ice crystals in the atmosphere. Okay, that's fine, but usually this phenomena only happens in the north of the northern hemisphere and the south of the southern hemisphere because of the way the light that comes from the sun hits the planet. For comparison, that is the state where kind of the thing happened, Piauí. And Piauí is known as one of the hottest states in the country. Also, they're very close to the equatorial line. It's really hot, babe. I don't know, maybe I should get my foil hat.
Well, what do you think?
They're one of the best survival foods that you're going to find in the woods. They're loaded with fats, carbohydrates, protein, vitamins, and minerals. The only problem with acorns is they contain a lot of tannic acid, or tannins. So if you eat one, it's going to be very bitter. Wow, that's bad. So you have to get that tannic acid out of the acorn. To do that, you have to leach the tannins out of the acorn with water. This is a white oak acorn. They're still slightly bitter, but not nearly as bitter as the red oak acorns. Much better. If you find acorns with a hole in them, they're no good because they're going to have a worm in them called an acorn weevil larva. First thing I'll do with the rest of the ones I find is dump them in a pot of water. The bad ones will float and I'll take those ones out. The good ones will sink, so I'll gather up all the good ones, put them in a t-shirt and crack them open. Then I'll take the meat out of them and put them in a pot. Fill it up with water, then I'll fill up a second pot with water. I'll put them on my fire and bring both of them to a boil. Then I'll let the acorns boil for about 15 minutes. And you can see how brown the water is with the acorns in it. That's all the tannins that I have boiled out of them. So I'll dump this water out, and they're still going to have some tannins left in them, so I'm going to boil them again in the second pot of water. So you just want to repeat this process over and over again several times until the water runs clear, or close to clear. So I boiled these and changed the water 8 times. Now they're about done. I roasted them a bit. Now I'll eat them. And you can salt them if you have salt. They still have a slight bitter taste to them, but not nearly as bad as before I boiled them.
2025, not only America, but the entire planet.
Yo, check this shit out.
Under the protection and the dominion of this power alliance. The gains have been substantial.
Listen.
Both for ourselves and for you, the human power elite.
Remember when this movie came out in 89? 89 this movie came out. Look at this shit. Listen.
You have given us entree to the resources we need in our ongoing quest for multidimensional expansion. And in return, the per capita income of each of you here tonight has grown, in this year alone, by an average 39%. And I've just received word that our forces have won a major victory. The underground terrorist network has been destroyed here on the West Coast. We are off crisis alert. The situation is normal again.
What? Oh my god.
Have you been seeing a lot of crows or ravens?
If you said yes and you specifically have been seeing 3, the Morrigan is calling. The Morrigan is the Celtic goddess of death, war, and prophecy. She is the protector of women and children. She's associated with fate and sovereignty. And if you're seeing her, it's because she has a job for you. She was known to manifest herself foretelling the doom and the demise of those who decided to strike their forces against her. If she's calling you, and chances are if you're watching this video, found you for a reason, it's because she is invoking you. Being devoted to her and doing her work is not an easy task, but it's a task that you're called to step up into, because she is teaching you to protect and preserve your own sovereignty. As a deity of battle, she wants you to fight for what is yours, and to fight for what is just. Don't be surprised if your first interaction with her is scary, terrifying. She is a warrior goddess after all. Part of my work with her is teaching you and supporting you in your journey with her. Drop your questions in the comments.
Oh.
So this is the Eskimos. Here's the Eskimos. Right, that's the Eskimos that we all know up in Alaska. Now, those are the Eskimos on display. Now we turn over the page and somebody else is building like this. Same year, 1893. You have Eskimos who have cute little huts. That's what they're building with. That's them right there. But then at the exact same time, and this is where the timelines don't make a lot of sense, you have people building like this. So which is it? Because if you look at both pictures, and then you look at the other one, this was the horticulture building built out of pure quartz and also stone, granite. I mean, look at just the detail. I mean, this, and also too, you have a canal built. Imagine trying to dig out a canal and put it somewhere. Like, the amount of time it would take. And that's why I think a lot of these canals that we see, like even here in Arizona, this already existed. These canals were already here. You just had people hijack them and then put their name on them. Similar to things like even with the Hoover Dams and all the stuff that they've been doing, I think a lot of it used to be here. And then they just kind of took it over and they threw their name on it, or they put a story to it.
Yo, thanks for watching up to this far. You know, there is a lot of videos that has passed when I was sucking on my sugarcane, and I hadn't said much. Now, first question, the English people, do you have sugarcane there? Can you tell us in the comment section where there is sugarcane there? Next thing is, please send love from wherever you want, caring for one another, and respect, because everybody is wonderful and we are all lovely, created in the image of one. What do you think? Yo, let's keep watching, hit the like button, and if you're not our subscriber, please join our family and also subscribe. Let's keep watching, and you can hit the super thanks.
Have you ever heard of the ostrich people of Zimbabwe? The Vadoma tribe have a condition which appears like, well, ostrich feet. Having 2 digits on an appendage is known as being didactyl. Although extremely rare, this is caused in this tribe by essentially inbreeding. The endogamy within the tribe has led to ideal conditions for the Vadoma to have these types of feet. This gets even stranger as their historical roots are supposedly rooted in extraterrestrial origin.
Hey, I also don't know about that.
Have you ever had a perfect stranger blow your mind? You're about to. Because I'm about to prove to you how the power of mindset creates your reality. It's a fun little game. We play it here often. I'm going to show you an image on your screen in the next minute. This image is likely not one that you'll see in your everyday life. So when you see it, I want you to recognize that you're going to see this same image again in the next 3 days. And we're going to use the power of your mind to attract it. You ready? You'll notice that there's no hashtags and there's no words written on your screen. I don't want any doubt left. This is such a simple exercise, but what it's going to show you is that you control everything around you with the power of your thoughts. You literally have the power of the mind to attract whatever it is that you want, need, or desire. You hear all the time about the power of manifestation, so much so that it probably nauseates you. Because why can't you seem to bring your desires to fruition? It takes being mindful and practice consistently. Most of us give up on it before it works. I'm not letting you give up this time, because I'm not some random stranger. You'll figure it out soon enough. But in the meantime, don't go anywhere. I want you to come back here in 3 days and tell me when you see it, because you will if you believe.
This man just on here.
Oh my god, what do you think that guy found out?
Yeah.
Is
He
it
wants
him?
to see.
I can see him. I was
Alex.
pushed to hug.
Oh, what is that? Oh.
I looked like a body falling. I was like, dude.
Like, please no. I just got that on film.
Oh my god.
You did get it on film?
Yeah, I was like, please don't let that be a person.
Oh yeah, that would be a bit. That'd be
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, that hopefully puckered him up so he doesn't go anymore.
No. That'd be enough for me. I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You see, that's the same place, man, that guy was talking about. You guys that come from that place, is that real? Have you heard such or seen such stuff? Yo, thanks for watching up to this far anyway. You are loved, respected, and wonderful. Keep it tuned yet for another fire episode. In the meantime, you can watch this one again and another one and hit the like button in all of them. Even the super thanks if possible. Yo, peace be with you and love. Good vibes. We are out.